I see the Padawan needs one last lesson. Is it the chosen one? He will avenge us.
We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
The world he created exists for itself.
And so, my fellow nerds, ask not what your fandom can do for you, ask what you can do for your fandom.
Oh, hello. I'm not muted, am I? I always do that. I start my stream and I'm muted. It looks like we're in good shape. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the state of Star Wars. I see so many beautiful people in the chat. Hello. Your boy looks like shit. Your boy feels like shit. I'm actually sick as a dog right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm stuffy. I got all kinds of gut stuff going on. It turns out actually that my health is linked to the health of Star Wars. It's like the light of valor for the elves, right? I mean, as this fades, my health just starts degrading. Like, don't be surprised if we get some announcements from Star Wars Celebration tomorrow and I just wind up like dead. It's just like, nope, he's gone. Sorry, X-Wing channel, it's all over. It's all over. What's up to the chat? I see all my beautiful members in here. Kings is here. Gatekeepers is here. Corso Travin is here. Bad Dad LLC is here. Good to see you, buddy. Ronnie is here. Ghost Rider is here. Daisy, Blossom, Flower, Child, The Gray Pilgrim, Ted's Nerd World. Good to see you guys. Absolutely lovely to see. Oh, Brian W is here. Always starting off the stream with just a banger. Let's go Lizzo Wing. We're gonna get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna get there. I see Haxor is in here. Maria Espino OG is here. Hello, you sexy man. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Don't let my head get too big before we get to the news. You guys might you might not love me so much by the time we get to the end of the stream. Oh, okay. Who's ready? Who's ready to talk about this stuff? I'm so excited to see what my chat is going to say about the lovely episode that we got this week from Mandalorian. Now, I can assume if you're a member of this channel, if you're somebody who subscribes to my content, you're probably a Star Wars fan. A Star Wars fan in the legitimate sense. You love Star Wars. You love everything that George created. You are a big fan of Star Wars, and that's why you're here. So I think we have some thoughts in common when it comes to how we felt about the last episode. Now, I could be mistaken, but I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Before we get started here, I'm sorry I can't pull these up on screen because StreamYard has not figured their stuff out yet, but King's Advisors leads it off with a member chat. Member for 3 months said, so glad to see this finally happening. Too bad we don't have a good The Bad Batch episode to hide behind. The dialogue will be a little less tempered on this stream. I don't want to go full crazy, but I'll be honest with you, you're not wrong. There's nothing to kind of cushion the impact of what just happened. And we're going to look into the tweets, all right? I put a tweet out and everything we've been talking about came out in full force. Full force. Ghost Rider, a member for 9 months, says Star Wars was great once upon a time. It shall be again. Of this you can be sure. May the Force be with us all. I sincerely hope that you're right. I sincerely pray and hope that you're right, because unlike a lot of people out there who were praying on this stuff to fail because it just keeps that content running, I want to see Star Wars in a happy place. I want to be a happy boy again. I want to talk about this stuff and be stoked, because legitimately, like, being this mad about, there's a difference, okay? So this is something I was talking to, there was another YouTuber talking about this stuff today. To be honest with you, like, there's a difference. There's a difference between somebody who just legitimately can make money off this, is an excited just seeing them fail, nosedive, and they want them to keep nosediving. And I totally get that, 100%. The problem for me, and the problem that I've had essentially since the book of Boba Fett, I think is when it all started, is that I care about Star Wars. I love it deeply. Star Wars has been a part of my life since I was just a little baby boy, and I have loved it since the beginning. When it starts taking a nosedive like this, it literally does. It takes an impact on, like, my mental health. It really does. It takes an impact on my mental health, and it sucks. And I don't like being pissed off all the time. I'm a very happy person. So seeing this stuff, it's pretty rough for me. And then to top it off, Gatekeepers Daimyo, the homie, dropped 5 gifted X-Wing memberships. My man. Daimyo, thank you so much. You know what that means? We got 5 new members to the hangar bay. I think we need to dance a little bit. Beautiful. I love playing that song. I love it. Let's see what's going on with the chat. Why did Doc Brown hack the robots? What was the purpose? I don't know. What the hell is Favreau's excuse now? The show sucks. Yeah, look, we're going to get into this whole thing. So, Omni-Man, this is something else that we're going to talk about today. I saw some stuff today on the internet that literally set my mind ablaze, thinking about a possibility of something occurring that I would have never thought until I actually saw the numbers for what Apple pulls in and how quickly they could literally just eat Disney for breakfast. They literally have the capital in their back pocket just to be like, Disney, you know what? I think I want you. Let me get that money. By the way, any new members who were gifted a membership? Membership. Let me see some X-Wings in the chat. Let's get some X-Wings in the chat for the new members. Okay, let's take a minute, slow down. We got to go all the way back to the beginning. We have to go back to late Wednesday night, early Wednesday morning for me, but late Wednesday night probably for most people, when we sat down and watched this episode of The Mandalorian. My poor wife was in the other room like, what are you yelling at? I'm just screaming at the damn TV screen. I don't understand exactly what the hell happened. Now, I'm not going to go too crazy on this, and we're going to do some pop-ins because I want to hear your guys' opinions about exactly what it was that we just saw. But I legitimately don't understand what's happening with The Mandalorian. I have questions. I have a lot of questions. Questions that, like, I feel as though they can't be answered unless I went down to Lucasfilm, I got John down in a seat, or I got Kathy down in a seat, and I'm like, why don't you tell me exactly what happened to the show? Because like I said in the video, look, season 1 and season 2 of Mandalorian have their problems. They have their problems, for sure. It is not the set of problems that we're seeing in Mandalorian season 3. It is goddamn ridiculous, some of the stuff that we're having to put up with. And really, the biggest thing for me, I don't know about you guys, but it's the constant kind of eking pressure of just goofy, shitty interactions over and over and over and over. It's like a goofy, shitty interaction. Okay, we're going to do something cool. Goofy shit. Like, it's constant. And it always takes me out because, you know what? Here, I'm gonna pull up something really quick. I want to show. Hold up. Let me show you something real quick. Somebody look at this. Somebody come look at this. You gotta see this. This is so. I put a tweet out the other day. Shame on me for being that stupid. I shouldn't have been that dumb to express my opinions on the internet. But we're going to look really quick at some of the responses to the tweet that I put out. Now, if you guys probably saw it, it was the tweet where I said, dude, if you're white knighting for this episode, there's something wrong with you. Okay? I want Mando to succeed. I don't want it to fail. Verbatim. Those are my words, okay? So what do you take from that tweet? I want Mando to succeed. I don't want it to fail. If you're white knighting for this episode, there's something wrong with you. And white knighting, the definition being you're standing in front of people who are like, look, this shit was super bad. It's really bad. And the white knight comes in with his shield and his sword and is like, you're toxic. And oh my God, boys and girls, did they show up in full force to defend this episode? And to be perfectly honest with you, I legitimately can't fucking understand exactly why they are, because anybody can look at this, and I'm talking about longtime Star Wars fans, I'm talking about new Star Wars fans. They can look at this episode and say, that was bad, dude. It was bad. It was really bad. I remember while I was watching the episode, you know, what are we, 30 seconds in, and the first thing I see is a couple of Quarians and Mon Calamari just tickling each other's face. I love you. I love you. I'm like, oh, shit. I knew right off the bat, things were not going to get better. Things were not going to get better. But we continued. I'm sorry, chat. I'm with you. I'm watching everything you guys are saying. Yeah, this was SNL-ified. It was goofy. Right at the beginning of the episode, they walk up with a martini glass and pour a goldfish in for the good captain of the ship so she can have a little snacky snack. Christmas, criminy, what the hell are we doing? Knights of Melvin in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Says Mando is trash. Last season, when all this was going on, I would have been like, Melvin, I love you. You're grifting, bro. But do you? This season, I'm like, yep. Call me a knight. Knight me like they knighted Grogu, because I cannot stand what the hell is going on. I cannot stand what's going on. Scott Westbrook became a YouTube member. I thought you were already a member. Or did you upgrade? One of the two? Doesn't matter. We're going to dance anyway. It's always nice to get kind of a palate cleanser in between some of these talking points. Will said, I'm just sad. That's where I'm at, dude. I'm sad, but it's moved to mad now at this point. I'm actually legitimately getting like angry. That's why you've had 2 grifting videos. When I used to just stay quiet, I wouldn't say anything. Now I'm making videos. I'm like, nah, fuck this. Hold on. We've been going on too long. So I put this tweet out, entailing what I said. I was like, if you're white knighting for this episode, not if you like it. I said, if you're white knighting for this episode, there's something wrong with you because it's just too much. And much to my chagrin, I'm looking through, my responses to this tweet. Look at how somebody look at this. Says, or you're just an entitled, non-talented motion sponge absorber. Nothing to add, just bitching like a dog. Eli, what the F are you talking about, dude? Some of these are just amazing. What a pathetic little child you are. Not content with just having your own opinion. You have to go online and actively attack anyone who dares to simply like different stuff than you do. How utterly tragic. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look, there were a lot of great responses from a lot of people. Raz R, one of them here. How about you get effed? Wonderful. But this is the one that stuck with me. I know not to give these people any kind of you shouldn't give them any kind of press. Don't give them a time of day because it's always some 0 subscriber, 1 subscriber account where they do all kinds of nasty shit until they get flared and kicked off Twitter. But this one really stuck with me because I feel like it's something that we can talk about. If you don't like cringy, weird stuff in Star Wars, you don't like Star Wars. Sorry. Stop the hate train. Anybody want to weigh in on that? Anybody? You know what? I feel like this is going to be a good point where we can pop in. I didn't want to wait too long. I want to get a couple people in and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this episode because I'm really interested to hear what the general audience actually thought about this episode. I've seen what Twitter thinks, and Twitter very clearly disagrees with me. And this was an absolutely perfect episode. And I should just shut my entitled what did he call me? No talent hack or something like that. Lizzo and Jack Black in Star Wars. Let's hear what you guys have to say. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. We're going to do a couple pop-ins, and then we got to move along because there's some other things I want to talk about before we get out of here. This is going to be a fairly short stream. We've got about 30 to 45 more minutes, and then I got a boot scoop boogie. We got to do. We've got a date for some gaming that's going to happen here very shortly. Just wild. This whole thing is just absolutely wild. I don't really know what to say, man. I guess I'll just make videos. The thing that kind of sucks and it really does drain me is that you make these videos where you're like, yo, this shit sucks. And people are like, you're just a grifter. And I'm like, well, if that's what they're giving us and my response to the content is as such, then sure, I guess I am. But more than being a grifter, my first priority is being a Star Wars fan and actually looking at this content and evaluating it and showing it for what it is. There have been decent episodes this season. This is nowhere even close to season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian. All right, let's get our first pop in real quick. Daimyo, what's up, brother? Good points. I feel like those were really good points, and I appreciate that. Thank you for hopping in. I'm gonna let him get his stuff figured out. Meanwhile, let's pop in Maria Espino. What's up?
Hello. I need to vent, brother. I need to vent. Just give me 10 minutes.
Full send. What do you got?
Dude, some people in chat are really going to hate me when I say this, but Jon Favreau needs to just stop doing Star Wars.
Is it John?
It is.
Or is there studio influence here?
There's no studio. There hasn't been studio influence since the Book of Boba Fett.
Here's the question, though. This is the question. Okay. It may not be direct studio influence, but what if the shit that's been going on, John said, you know what? You want me to write stuff the way you want to write it? Fuck it. I'll write it that way. And that is Mandalorian season 3.
No. The only influence that was sent was, so as you guys know, Andor was supposed to be out first before The Mandalorian. Andor was the first show in the can that was, completely done before The Mandalorian. And they delayed that. That was executive influence. Okay. They pushed that to the back burner, released The Mandalorian. And then we hit COVID. And they were like, oh, well, we got to, and, I don't know if you guys know, but like Australia was on major, New Zealand as well, major lockdowns.
Were going crazy.
They were
on
Australia. Lockdowns, mad lockdowns. So they ended up having to do a lot of the Book of Boba Fett with Tamora Morrison, who is from New Zealand, right?
Okay.
In that country. And so they were just rushing through it. And that is an executive thing. But as far as the story, that's all Jon Favreau. And you can tell that Dave Filoni has checked out of season. He has written 0. He wrote 0 for this season.
Right. He's focused on Ahsoka right now.
He's all Ahsoka and the Bad Batch. And
right,
he's like, I've got my first live TV show. I'm going to focus on that. That's where he's at.
So then riddle me this before you go on your rant. Riddle me this. If that is true, how is it that we got decent content with Mandalorian season 1 and 2? What I would say was a major holdout for most of the fan base, saying this is the most Star Wars shit that we have. I mean, this is the closest we're going to get. We get a massive emotional payoff. Hold on.
Yeah. Dave was in it.
We get a massive emotional payoff in chapter 16, and then now we move to season 3 and we get this. And the explanation is that just because Dave Filoni pieced out.
That's pretty much it. I mean, if you think about it, look, think about the Book of Boba Fett. What were the strongest episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, and who wrote them?
Yeah, shit.
Do the thing. Shit.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. So the only thing I don't understand is that when you look at the content between like Chef, Iron Man, Elf, like all these different things, like this guy can write a story. He can definitely write a story. What the fuck happened?
I think he is more, I'll be honest, I think John's style is more like comic-y, that kind of style. I mean, and that worked in Marvel. Absolutely, 100% worked for Marvel. Because Marvel is that way. They're comic-y, gimmicky, I mean, look at some of the jokes that Robert Downey Jr. said. It was like really funny kind of stuff, right? But I just think that...
this is like Star Wars Elf. That's what Mandalorian season 3 is. It's like Elf with a Star Wars skin on it.
Yes. And I think the thing is that, Dave Filoni got offered the chance to helm his own show. And I mean, he's going to take it, right? I mean, he's going to take it.
Yeah.
And so, there's all
right. Well, give me your, what's your...
I think my rant is...
other people that are gonna hop in. Give me, hold on, really quick before you do that. Give me what's your like 1 to 10 rating on this last episode?
Oh, I think I told you it's a 2 out of 10. And the only reason I gave it a 2 is because of Bo-Katan Axe Woves. I thought that fight was really nice, and I love seeing Bo-Katan. That's it. Yeah, I like Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan is my queen. Yes.
Look, it's very much heading that way. This appears to be the way that the show is heading. And look, there's a lot of rumors. If you don't want to hear a possible spoiler, I don't know if it's going to happen or not. These are rumors that are swirling. Plug your ears. I'll give you 5 seconds before I talk about what I'm about to talk about, which is going to take me about 5 seconds before I get there and actually tell you what I'm thinking about. There are a lot of people that are saying that Din is going to die at the end of the season.
I don't believe that's true at all.
No.
I don't. Because it doesn't take very much.
I don't put it past him.
It doesn't take very much to do Din Djarin. First of all, it's not even Pedro Pascal. Din Djarin is Brandon Wayne. Let's give it up for the homie, okay? Because that is Brandon Wayne in that suit. Pedro has not been in that suit all of season 3, not once. And he's just.
This has nothing to do with the writing. You know what I'm saying? So go on your rant. Let's
Okay.
hear the rant, and then I gotta grab Mary because we tried to get Mary on
No
last
problem.
time and we couldn't get her in.
So my rant, what I feel is like we need less shows, not more. Less shows. Quit stretching all of our resources out. And I got people, CGI people, and I got VFX people just like working 90, 100 hours a week to try to keep up with this volume. And
Yeah.
it shows. It shows. And just cut everything else out.
Okay.
Cancel the Acolyte. Cancel everything else and just focus on Ahsoka and maybe a couple more seasons of Mando and then let it sleep.
Couple more seasons. At this point, I don't want to see anymore.
I don't want another one.
I don't want to see anymore.
Like just let it sleep and then let Ahsoka take it. I can't believe we're getting a skeleton crew. I can't believe we're getting it's just too much, and we're getting oversaturated with bad Star Wars.
That's the problem. People say Star Wars fatigue is real. It's not. It's just when you throw shitty stuff at us, then we get tired.
Correct.
Then we get tired.
And
all right. Well,
thank you so
Maria,
much, guys.
I appreciate it so much. Do you want to plug anything before we go? I know you and I have been working in the background on all this stuff.
Well, After the Sequels is a new channel that we're working on setting up, and Ross is going to help. Sorry. X-Men is helping me do some of that, and so I'll drop a link in the chat.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's my stage name, by the way. Ross Morgan's my stage name. Okay, thank you so much. All right, Mary Lanning, my dear, how's it going?
Well, hello, X-Wing. How you doing? Yeah,
we finally got you in here.
Yeah, I have a problem with StreamYard was giving me a problem because I had a viewable background in mine, and it was starting to act up. So I decided to go in there, tuck the viewable background down, and I was thinking, I'm not doing that. So I'm thinking, okay. So Mando's episode 6.
Yeah. What's your rating for the episode?
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 for starters, because Jack Black was not. Well, Jack Black, he's really not my favorite actor. But when I first saw him, I was like, wait a minute, I thought Jack Black was into like all their movies and stuff. I didn't think he was a Star Wars fan. Maybe I think to myself, after I got done watching the episode, I started thinking, was he a Star Wars fan in real life? Like,
I don't know that matters, but I mean, so 8 out of 10. So describe to me if you can, because we do like diversity of thought here on the channel. I'm at like a 1 out of 10. What is it that worked for you with the episode?
Well, I like if the Duchess was, I like, he does have it. Well, the character Jack Black was playing, he got an Imperial pass, and then they don't. That's the reason why they're not allowing the weapons. And the only thing that gets me the worst thing in that episode was all the droids barred. I'm like, come on, you just gotta let some, people in there.
So Mary, you like the droids bar, but you didn't like. But you didn't like the droid bar, but you did like the space bocce ball and Lizzo and the whole Queen outfit and the medieval music.
The Queen outfit was so nice. I like that.
Oh no, say it ain't so. Stupid.
I'm a little fashion. I got a little fashion police in me, so I got a little fashion police. I do a little fashion police all the time. Especially whenever I watch our awards show, I'll catch what's bad and what's not. So
all right, so I get that you like fashion, but when it comes to this actually feeling like Star Wars, do you really feel like it felt like Star Wars?
A little bit in between, but the only thing I was totally
you
shocked.
break my heart.
Oh,
you break my heart, Mary. I love you, but you break my heart.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But I was so surprised to see Christopher Lloyd back in another sci-fi action.
Total waste of Christopher Lloyd, in my opinion.
Well, you know what? I don't know how old he really is, but it looks like, he played a character, but he also reminds me of another movie I know that can't talk about. The other one in this channel, I gotta save it for Elko Base Network later on tonight, which is at 10 o'clock. It might end up, if Coach is going to do like call-ins, I'm going to tell him about what Christopher Lloyd used to be before. I've seen Christopher Lloyd in other movies, besides Star Wars. So I'm glad to see that. I can't wait to see Star Wars Celebration tomorrow. And I just heard they are streaming it on YouTube and StarWars.com. I thought they weren't going to stream it this year.
Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that a little later. Okay, so just tell the audience one more time. What was your rating for Mandalorian?
I'm giving it like a 8 out of 10.
I love you for that, and I'm glad you had so much fun with it. I'm going to go drink some battery acid, but we will remain friends. I promise, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. Much love, Mary. Thank you so much for coming on. All right. Next up. All right. We're going to try one more time with Daimyo here. Let's see if we can get him on. I mean, just good points, as always. Every time he comes on, it's short, it's quick, it's to the point. I love it. I mean, the guy just knows what to say. All right. We're going to bring another man in, Sith Lord Felix. Let's take a look. What's up, buddy? You are 100% muted.
Beautiful. Thank you for telling me.
I got you.
Could have gotten a lot
I literally do it all the time.
Yeah.
The little number next to your name doesn't matter. Like I screw up all the time.
Yeah, no. And I'm just starting to learn the software, but I'll tell you what though, 8 out of 10 this episode, huh? It's clearly a perfect 10 out of 10.
Look, everybody's going to have different opinions. It's never going to be my prerogative to shit on somebody for enjoying an episode.
Absolutely not. I agree.
What they do with that enjoyment is what always interests me, right? So if I like something like the prequels, I'm not going to go after somebody who doesn't like the prequels and shit all over them for it, right? So if somebody comes on and they said, hey, that was I'm excited for them because they're enjoying Star Wars. Personally, it's pulling the blood from my veins, and I think I'm losing painful plasma. Like I'm hurting deeply. But I'm interested to hear what you thought.
All right, so I'm gonna put myself out there first, real quick, because this girl, she admitted to giving this episode 8 out of 10. Look, I'm gonna tell you guys a movie that I enjoyed that I have no right enjoying, and that's Wonder Woman 1984. That's one. I actually like that movie.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, as far as this episode, 2 out of 10. The only reason it's getting a 2 and not a 1 was because there was I kind of like that little shout out to Count Dooku. I thought that was kind of cool. So I was like, I'll take it.
We got B2 battle droids and the little bit of sprinting. We got the B1 being an absolute moron. Like that was kind of nice. That was kind of
cool. Now, and also, all right, so the Biscuits episode was like an homage, in my opinion, was like a big homage to like Twilight Zone, Outer Limits. If you look at that structure, like even that twist ending, like it was a trap, all that shit. I think this one was also like some weird homage to like Law and Order.
Why would you pay homage to Law and Order in Star Wars?
I'm not saying that there's any good reason for that. I'm just saying, like I think both reasons were stupid. Like this was not really the venue for that.
Okay, so fair question from the chat, just because I have you in here. Will says, I wouldn't hate it so much if this wasn't the 6th episode. So what if this was the 2nd episode? What then?
No, I don't know. This one was just piss poor, period. All right, even that fight, even when we get to the meat of the episode, that should have been a 40-minute
Are you talking about the last 2
something.
Minutes?
It was a 2-minute little scuffle, no blood. Let me tell you, like, that should have been like Game of Thrones versus the Mountain, like some sort of big, especially when it came to a fight for the Darksaber. Like,
this is Superman versus Zod. I mean, we're talking about the most like the Warriors. Like these are the baddest bitches in the galaxy.
Yeah, someone should. I'm talking about. It should have been like bloody teeth. You know what I mean? Like there were hands around each other's neck. Someone lost an arm.
We can get if you want to pay an homage to Game of Thrones. Have Din on the ground and he's punching his eyes out. We're like, oh shit, I've seen that.
Punches the teeth out his face. Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be sick. But no, like we didn't get that. It was like, oh here you go. It was so. All right, and now first, all right. I wanted to say I agree with Maria. Was that who was on before?
Yeah, that's Maria.
Yeah. So less is more. All right. Now, if season 2 ended with Yoda going with Luke, and we kind of left it there. Imagine Baby Yoda does not appear in the season at all. You know, like if they were brave enough to withhold that, it's like they could stop. They would have to stop making merchandise.
No, honestly, I don't. So there's a big play here. There's something going on. I don't know if you know this. Again, anybody who doesn't want potential spoilers, I don't know if this is true at all, but apparently the next 2 episodes are going to have Star Wars fans literally rioting in the streets over what happened.
Oh, yeah, really? You think we're going to get Ahsoka with Luke and Jar Jar and fucking Boss Nass and we're going to get the whole crew?
That's too convenient. Think like way worse than that. Think way worse than that. But yeah, I would love to see Boss Nass back again. At this point, I'm like, you know what? Maybe Boss Nass and, you know, and Jabba, they had a kid and somehow it winds up in this, you know, in this Mandalorian episode.
Yeah, something. I'll take it. No, yeah.
Right, so give us, what do you think from here on out, 1 to 10? What do you think how successful is the rest of the season? Seeing what you've seen. How do you?
Oh, this is 1 out of 10. This season is just quickly plummeting. I think like they've taken out all my goodwill towards the show. Episode 2 ran on so high. I'm at like maybe 4 or 5 out of 10 because there was some decent stuff to look out early on. I'm trying to take everything as a whole, but this last one was atrocious. I was not impressed with the other one, with the last one that much either. With, you know, I know Echo Base was all about it, and well, they were a little bit more receptive to it. But I don't know. I was still a little bit more lukewarm on that myself. This is like 4 or 5 out of 10.
Well, you clearly sound like a racist and a phobe. Disgusting.
You got me.
You're clearly a misogynist. Just do better next time, okay?
I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to offend your show and your sensibilities and these fine people
do
here.
Better next time, Felix. Okay, do better.
I'll do my best.
All right, thanks for coming out, buddy. I appreciate you being here. Thanks.
All right.
Always a good time with that guy. All right, we got one more, and then actually we have 2 more. So there's one other person that's gonna pop in, and then we have there's another guest. But hello. Checking 1 2.
Hello there.
We have a lawyer on the stream.
I'll tell you, Avast and Tonga's Day isn't looking too bad now, is it?
At this point, Andor looks like Shakespeare.
What is happening?
I don't know. I've been asking the question and I haven't gotten an answer from Lucasfilm, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because for so long I have seen my friends, you know, we're on a boat, okay, and we're headed towards the Golden Shores, right? We're headed to what is it, Valor? The Undying Lands.
Yeah, the Undying.
We're headed to the Undying Lands, and I just see my friends like jumping off the boat. Just like, nope, not in it anymore. I don't want to go there. I'm done. Like, fuck this. I'm out. And they're all leaving. And I'm like, no, steer the course. We can make it to Star Wars glory. And then we get this episode, and I'm like, oh, man, jumping in the ocean looks pretty good right now. I kind of feel like I should be Galadriel and just jump off the boat and swim 500 miles back to shore.
This was the worst thing I have seen. I thought Rise of Skywalker was better than what I watched Wednesday morning at 3 a.m.
You want to hear something fucking crazy?
So did you.
The sequels look better than this.
Maybe this was the plan?
The sequels look better than this. And I was thinking about it laying in bed this morning, and I'm watching this stuff, and I'm like, not only have we made the mistakes of the past, we have surpassed the mistakes of the past. We've gone further than the mistakes of the past. We have destroyed this to a point where now, like, and look, here's the deal. As this season was going along, I am constantly beating my head against the wall saying, this is going to get better. It's going to get better. The guy's got a plan. Look, here's the deal. We've got a plan. We're going to get there. There's 2 episodes left.
Yep.
And I feel like I'm all the way back at Book of Boba Fett when I said they're going to figure it out. So, excuse me for not being extremely hopeful about the last 2 episodes, because the last time I was in this situation, we got the Book of Boba Fett. So
This is worse than season 8 of Game of Thrones. I would rewatch season 8 of Game of Thrones before I would touch The Mandalorian again.
yeah. So we're not in a good spot. Give me your rating for this episode.
A 1.5 maybe.
That was me. I did a 1.
I liked, like you said, I liked the B1 battle droid being kind of stupid.
Yep. That's why I gave it a 1, is because we got like some
Yeah.
form of Clone Wars reference at all. Hey, really quick, hold on. Caleb, I want you to know something. For the first time ever, solo streaming without any crazy influencers popping in, we broke 100 people in this chat. Let's go! And we're right
Now-
back to 24 because I played that. All right.
Make sure you go and like the stream.
So your rating is 1 out of 10.
Yeah, one
we
and a
are-
half.
You know, we're on the precipice tomorrow of some possibly very, very large revelations when it comes to Disney and what they think is going to be good
What
for
Bob
the franchise
Iger
moving
wants
forward.
to do,
Give me your
maybe, possibly, if
give
it
me your
might
ideas.
happen.
What do you think? How should we be hopeful? Yes or no?
I mean, I'd hate to say no.
Look at all these hanger gangs.
I don't think we should be optimistic. I don't think we should be hopeful. The only thing I would say is I don't think we should be at the gates of Disney trying to hang people and guillotine them. That is the limit. The limit is let's not start the French Revolution.
So essentially, at this point, you're telling me that we shouldn't be trying to overrun Disney and kill people, but we're
Yes,
getting
yeah.
close.
And mostly just because I'm a lawyer.
Okay. All right. Well, that's sound legal advice from the King's advisors. I appreciate it. Hopefully soon you'll catch us on a gaming stream playing a little bit of yo ho.
Rest you may need.
Pirate's Life for me coming up soon. Thank you for popping in. We got one more guest that's going to pop in really quick. Before I hit that, we have a extremely generous donation from the Gatekeepers Daimyo for $49.99. So no one from Max's fleet could enter the Citadel, but 2 random people who look the same can because they're guns for hire? Completely absurd. On another note, I'm inclined to think that the leaks you're speaking about are 80% true. 80%? I'm going to be honest with you, dude. When I saw these leaks and I was looking at where they were coming from, who was saying them, I pulled out my truth meter and I looked at the gauge and I went,
It's a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, it was full. It was really full. And if this is true, then if you want to talk about a studio not listening to the fan base, not listening to the people who legitimately pay your bills, it's a little ridiculous how much they don't listen if what's coming is true. All right. We've got one more guest that's going to come in for pop-ins. Let's take a quick look. Anybody know who it is? Take a guess really quick. Just take a guess. Anybody got a guess?
Actually, can I hold you by the waterfall?
That bad, huh?
It's that bad, buddy.
That bad.
It's that bad.
So I have
that
some
bad.
thoughts. I have some thoughts for y'all.
Okay.
I think this is me being optimistic. Listen to me.
Wow.
I have yet to see the episode, but I actually will be watching it tomorrow because I will be on a big live stream who asked all their guests to make sure they have watched this past episode. So it was sent to me because I don't have Disney Plus. It was sent to me. and so I'll see what's happening. But you want to read that first?
You know how you know that we're in pain? If we're happy, we're talking with our hands, we're having a good time, but both of us are just stroking facial hair. Like, dude, I don't even know what to say. I don't want to get in trouble on the internet, but I don't know what to say. Maria Espino for 5 says the reveal of Snoke at the end of season 3 is going to blow everyone's mind. Who else thinks that Snoke might have Grogu DNA? That bald head? I mean... I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
Let's talk about it.
I think we are in a terrible place with not only Star Wars, but even Marvel, is because of Disney Plus. I think because Disney Plus has lost $2.6 billion, which is what they reported in their annual shares meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And that they literally went to Star Wars and said, we need you to pump out content like no one's business to keep subscribers on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of what we're seeing is forced content.
Well, this is the Chapek era, right? But let's not forget the first thing that Iger said when he came back in was like, yo, we got to check this.
Listen, he can't change anything probably till the next 5 years of entertainment. That's stuff that's already been done.
Right.
Stuff that's already been put together. You look at, and I'm trying to be optimistic, Book of Boba Fett looked like they filmed it in 2 weeks. Kenobi, it looked like they just threw it together.
Get ready, Eric.
And now, according to this season just had nothing about nothing. And when I called X-Wing and I said, how did Bo-Katan get the Darksaber? Did they have like this epic fight? Like what? Like I'm seeing on Twitter, she's got the blade now. And I'm like, how did she get the blade? Like, was the fight bad? And they're like, no, they literally just said, well, she helped me do this and helped me do that, and she gets the blade. And they're all like, I
don't think that's how the phone call went. I think it was, she won it on a fucking technicality.
Yeah. So it was this is a constant, and we saw this with Marvel too. It is like over too much stuff they're trying to pump on Disney Plus to get the numbers up. It sucks. That's just, but I think that has a major role to do with it. But I want to say, at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to get on that like Kathleen Kennedy run, but if you look from the end of Mandalorian season 2, let's look at the final episode. You have Luke Skywalker and everybody, not everyone, but the majority of people are like, okay, sequel trilogies, okay, let's see what they got, okay, Goodwill, okay. And that was 2 years ago.
There was this big time where we thought for the longest time that now we had a new era of Star Wars that we could exist in before the sequels, and we would get content that we loved. I mean, think about,
okay, so
Timothy Zahn.
Let's look at this timeline. 2 weeks after Luke Skywalker, you had Pablo Hidalgo, somebody in charge, making fun of the biggest Star Wars YouTuber, spitting in the fans. Fired Gina Carano because of a social media post. Somebody in this episode apparently was hired, and she has been criminal, stealing credit cards and stuff like that, and they hired her for Star Wars. Huh, ain't that funny? They gave us the Book of Boba Fett, which is a cheap, not even CW worthy. They gave us that ultimate spin move. And the best parts were when Mandalorian got Baby Yoda back. We got Grogu back. They thought it was going to be cool when Luke and Ahsoka and all of them were all on screen together, but it just confused people, and it didn't look good. It just didn't look genuine. It just looked like you guys just threw this in because Book of Boba Fett really sucks right now. So here's some more Luke. Then from Book of Boba Fett, they built a stupid Star Wars hotel that nobody likes and no one can afford and no one's going to except for that fat man you play who says, I think it's bigger than whatever. So then they wasted money on that. Then they took their Star Wars land and totally changed it up and made it Rey Skywalker's place, which just drove people crazy. I'm just going through the timeline. Then you said Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor are back. Hey, but the show was actually about Reva. And if you criticize Reva, they called you names and made fun of you. The show was so bad that you had these two amazing stars back that
Did you see the backing for the Reva HasLab project?
That's what I'm saying. So they came out and said Reva's the greatest, fastest, rising new Star Wars character that everybody loves. Here's the lightsaber. Prove us wrong. First time in Lucasfilm history, they promoted that lightsaber not only on all their social media platforms, but they made a video about it on their YouTube, and they wrote an article about it, and still couldn't even get $1,100.
Well, it's more than $1,100. They couldn't get 1,100 backers, so essentially they needed like 3,000 to make it happen. They couldn't get 30% of the way there. It died. It was DOA, dude. It was bad. It was really, really bad. So explain to me.
$1,200. So stop trying to say that I'm wrong. Then you get Andor.
It was more than $1,200.
So look it up. So then it was like Andor.
I'm gonna.
The spinoff from a spinoff, the greatest Star Wars that nobody watched. Because have we got to a place now where we were just so sick of it that we just like, I don't care. I know what's gonna happen with these characters. I don't need to watch it. Not people that watched it loved it, but the ratings were in the toilet. Then you launch Mandalorian season 3, and all I could see on Twitter is everyone going, "What the freak is this?" And then the only way they got traction for Mando 3 was to talk about Cara Dune. Every Star Wars YouTuber made a video about Cara Dune. Everybody talked about her before the hype came up. And now we got Lizzo and Jack Black. Thinking that this was
Jack
fun.
Black.
And in the middle, you got Bad Batch and, the Tales from the Jedi, which I thought shows like that would be on Disney Plus. Like that would be the Disney Plus shows, not our best Disney Star Wars is The Mandalorian, which is a TV series that. So I didn't see Andor. I did Kenobi for you because I had you on my channel to grow your channel. So that's the only.
Do you remember how bad that was for me?
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
That's not funny, bro. I was going through a mental health crisis during that.
Yeah. 1,400 backers at $4.99 each. Isn't that what I said? I said $1,400, didn't I? I apologize.
Yeah, you did.
I apologize. That's what I meant. I apologize. Sorry.
It was. There was a fair amount of money dumped into it, but I have to imagine how many of those were Disney employees that worked on the show, people that worked on the character Eva, the costume designers, how obviously they want to see that brought to light. And Star Wars fans are like, nah.
It's just been a 2-year downward spiral of, and now I think if the rumors are true that the last 2 episodes are Luke and Ahsoka and Thrawn and all that, everything is in there, and so are you all just gonna be like, okay, yeah, we're back, everyone, or have
Jay,
people
I'm telling you right now,
have you gave us 6 episodes of complete caca, and now it's now you want us back for the final 2?
I'm going to tell you right now, this weekend and the next 2 weeks are going to reignite. You remember you telling me the old war stories?
Oh, the Last Jedi
the
war
old
stories.
War stories. It's back. It's going to be back.
So here is a rumor from a huge credible source that me and both, I guess, I don't know if you guys like the Den of Nerds that we use. Jeff Snyder has almost been 99.9% on point on all of his rumors. He just threw out a rumor just now that
Everybody
says,
plug your ears if you don't want to hear it.
yeah, this is about Star Wars Celebration. So I'm curious to hear X-Wing's thoughts on this. Yeah, out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dave Filoni is getting his own Star Wars movie tomorrow. And furthermore, Lucasfilm is trying to codify the Star Wars universe around the worlds that Filoni and Jon Favreau have created, which is why all the other movies and shows are being killed. Filoni will now be the new Lucas at Lucasfilm.
Well, it's what he's
That
always
is a
wanted.
rumor.
That.
Don't take it as gospel truth. It's something.
I'm going to tell you this much right now. So Jon Favreau is basically in charge of the storytelling at Lucasfilm for the flagship, right? Mandalorian. He has soiled that diaper so hard at this point that nobody's going to believe in him again. Filoni hasn't quite done that yet. He's made some decisions that people would not agree with. There have been some interviews where it's like, I don't want this guy to do anything. And then he's made some decisions in shows where we're like, the only thing this guy cares about is frickin' Ahsoka. That's it. He wants Ahsoka to be the next Luke. Like, tell another story. I will tell you right now that I think him at a higher position at Lucasfilm will be better than Favreau at a higher position at Lucasfilm.
There's more. Number one, for me personally, I wish they would get out of the Skywalker lane, man. Like, go somewhere far away. Go Slow Tour. Y'all played that? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. They had that little movie with the twins. I don't know if y'all saw that.
KOTOR, Emperor Vitiate. Yeah.
Remember the twins that he raised?
Mm-hmm.
One was good, one was bad. One twin ended up killing the other twin. That's the trilogy right there, bro. You're dealing with like somebody who
You're talking about the Old Republic then.
Yeah, you're talking about a movie that would deal with a guy who's ruling the galaxy that uses the Force for his own. Basically a Sith, but not a Sith.
Emperor Vitiate.
You know? Is that his name?
Vitiate.
He
was so in that scene when you see him in the white armor, that's Valkorian. But yeah, that's
But
Vitiate.
then like imagine the twins, man. That's like your trilogy. Then they take over the army. They hunt down Sith, kill Sith, and they hunt down Jedi and kill Jedi. That's freaking sick, man. Give us a story like that. Something different. Anyway, here's more to the
I can't talk.
Here's more to the rumors. Jeff Snyder also said on his podcast that Pedro Pascal had a major blow up with Disney and the crew, and probably will be fired or could leave after this season. Hold on, no, not fired. Sorry. Let me read this. Let me read this correctly. I don't know where that came from because I have that in another tweet all saved. All right, here we go. That was a comment. All right, this is the correct one. Jeff Snyder just said on his podcast that Pedro Pascal had a blow up with the Disney crew and could leave after this season of Mandalorian. That's the correct quote.
I'm going to be honest with you, Jay. Like, Mando is so far back in my rear view at this point. Like, it failed. It's done. I really don't care what they do. And I've heard that the annual purge horn is going to ring by the end of Mando season 3. I don't care. What I'm interested in is tomorrow at 6 a.m. when the panels start opening and we start talking about what's actually coming. What's going to happen to the Star Wars fan base when Rey walks back out on stage and they announce the movie with Rey as the main character?
They're not going to announce Rey. If this is true, they're going to announce a Dave Filoni movie. not a Rey Skywalker one.
What's the difference?
It'll probably be within this universe, which is Mando, Thrawn, Ahsoka, live action.
Okay. There are 3 that are supposed to be announced.
That's all speculation and rumor. And if it's 3, this person's saying that it could be a trilogy. So there's your 3 right there. Pedro Pascal there has been multiple crazy reports. You want to hear like the one that was really wild?
Well, Jay, who gives a shit if Pedro's having a fit? He doesn't matter anymore.
Listen to me. This is really wild. Please don't take this. Take this as a grain of salt. That in Mando season 2, he walked off the set and they told him that he was going to be replaced if he didn't come back. And Favreau says, we'll just replace him with Boba Fett. We'll just have something happen and Boba Fett will continue the series.
That's who John wrote the series for. It was supposed to be Boba Fett.
So the reason why you saw chubby Boba Fett is because they called him last minute and said, hey, look, we got an emergency here. Can you come in? If you look at that episode with Boba Fett, it was like 15 minutes long. The director said the script was like 9 pages. They just threw it together to basically show Pedro, we can replace you this quickly. This quickly. And the only reason they got that guy back to play Boba Fett is if they gave him a series. So look at the series. It's like, well, we got to give him a series, but the series doesn't do anything. So throw Mando in it for 2 series so we can get Baby Yoda back to him. That's basically all it was.
You remember that stream he had the other day with Gothics when she said she was talking about kind of the state of the United States, and she said it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
That's Star Wars right now. And the next 2 to 3 weeks are going to be monumentally bad. If I had to take a guess as what's going to happen in London, what's going to happen with Mandalorian, things are going to go really, really, really bad. And I'm going to be here for all of it. And I think after that, it'll get better. But we're looking at like 2, 3 to 6 months of the dark times. We thought the dark times were the sequel trilogy. Baby, get ready. I will persevere.
I don't think it will ever be as bad as like the Last Jedi fights. It might, because I think all of us who were in that war with Star Wars about how bad the Last Jedi was, we've all kind of just kind of floated away. And it's like, all right, it's all yours now, everyone.
It's time for the next generation.
We just don't care anymore.
It's time for the next, because this is going to be bad, dude. It really is.
I mean,
go ahead.
The truth is, I know there's people out there that are like, Star Wars is dead, and I never really wanted to believe it because what it meant, so much to me.
It's not going to die.
But it's, for me, dude, and if this offends someone, I'm really sorry. The fact that they added drag panels to Star Wars Celebration, I don't know what it was. That to me I just can't, man. It's just on a personal level that I think that they have really lost the plot, man. They have really not, they're not thinking.
You're late to the game, dude. It was Kenobi for me.
Listen, bad shows, bad writing, I can laugh at it, but when now you're talking about children, being put places that and seeing things that they shouldn't see, and this is Star Wars. I don't know if you've ever been to a Star Wars celebration. I went to the one in Orlando. It was awesome. And
There's
it was
millions of little fuckers running
you could
around.
there was children everywhere in costumes acting out the movies. It was so cool, right? It was so cool. And now it's like you're going to it just disgusts me that you're going to let the children be a part of a drag show at Star Wars Celebration, which is like a lot of people's, that's their holy, let's
It's
go
a
to Star
Super
Wars
Bowl.
Celebration.
It's the Super Bowl for Star Wars fans. Yeah.
So like that
And
to me was like that's the reason why I'm like out on a different level than just terrible, laughable ride. Like I could laugh about, man, it just sucks, man, and laugh and laugh and laugh. But it's like now you're impacting children on a level that's not okay. That's not okay. Bad shows and bad writing will drive the numbers down, and eventually a corporation will go, we got to change it all. We've seen it before. We got to change. So that's one thing. But the fact that you want, and that's just me. I don't want to speak for X-Wing. I don't want to speak for anyone.
X-Wing rant. Well, here's the thing. Here's the
don't-
thing about Star Wars is that
That's all I'm saying.
this is a lot like, Apple, when you look at like who actually looks at Apple. It's kind of crazy when you look at their numbers. This is something I was listening to on another podcast, is that 45% of the people that spend money on Disney are under 18 years old. They're under 18. So now you have a convention with a bunch of kids running around. You got young adults walking around, and they go to a panel, and you've got people running around in skin thongs doing splits, doing all kinds of sexual stuff. It's not only does it have nothing to do with Star Wars, this is an absolutely overt socio-political movement to try to inject shit into Star Wars, and it drives me nuts. Why? You know that I got in a fight with these two people on Twitter. I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to give them any kind of clout. But I mean, even Darth Melvin picked up on this stuff. He's like, dude, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How can you say Star Wars is made for kids and then go back? You can argue that to me. Star Wars is for kids, and then come back and base your entire channel off of something like that, and then promote that kind of behavior in front of children. They're children.
Yeah.
Fuh. I miss
Using
some
the name
super chats.
Star Wars for their.
Well, look, I'm not pegging anything on anybody, but I mean, it's kind of convenient that children love Star Wars. Corso Traven for $10. I need a bidding. We need some levity in this situation, for the love of God.
People like Jay drinking coconut water. I live in Florida, yeah.
There's a bunch of vodka in that. I think it's all vodka.
It's good for your skin.
You went on that guy's podcast. Now it's raw eggs, vodka, coffee, and rum. That's what's in there.
People are like, also F Bud Light. Man, I haven't had a Bud Light since I was in college.
I can't tell you the last time I drank a Bud Light. People are freaking out about that. I'm like, dude, I haven't had Bud Light since.
That's like what kind of beers you have on draft? Bud Light, Coors Light. I was like, yeah, no, it's a Coors Light for me, man.
Nah.
I usually drink any Mexican beer like Corona. I love Coronas. So
Mexican lagers are better than American lagers, 100%. King says for 20, I agree, X and J, but remember that night is always darkest just before the dawn.
It's true.
It's only a passing thing, the shadow. Even darkness must pass, a new day will come. He's trying to work in some Lord of the Rings, but let's dance anyway.
Everybody's like, X-Wing, please play that trailer Jay was talking about. Seen 3 people so far.
What trailer?
About the old about the twins in the Old Republic.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. You actually won't have to wait for a trailer. You're gonna get new content with Emperor Valkorion.
Are you gonna play it?
What?
Are you gonna play it?
I can't say anything yet.
Oh.
Showroom Sabers for $4.99. Haven't caught a live stream in a minute. Glad you two are getting together. Two of the most caring, giving people on YouTube. Appreciate all you do. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. She's just laughing at me right now. All right, we're gonna call it. It's been an hour and 8 minutes.
You're not gonna show the trailer?
No.
Why?
I can't yet. NDAs.
What the freak? You could show the trailer. I show it on my live stream all the time.
Oh, you're talking about the Old Republic one.
What trailer are you talking about?
Nothing.
Dude, Chad, he wasn't paying attention to anything I was saying.
No, I know everything that you're
saying.
saying.
X-Wing, please play the trailer, Jay mentioned. X-Wing, please play the trailer. Just play the trailer. I want to see the trailer. And he's like, NDAs? What the freak? He wasn't paying any attention to me. And you wonder why we don't like Star Wars fans.
Jay? I have the ability to reach through. Okay.
Knights of the Fallen Empire, the sacrifice. This is the trilogy that needs to be made.
Oh man, now that I'm listening to him, I feel like I do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sit back and prepare. You got to blow it up. There we go. Yes.
This is what good Star Wars looks and sounds like.
Yeah.
You know, I've been telling you I've been doing some voice acting.
Yes.
You're looking at him.
Yes.
Hold on, let me kill this music.
A man can have anything if he is willing to sacrifice. With your birth comes a solemn vow. You will have nothing.
Over there! Yeah!
Your privilege is the dirt.
Just do a movie like this.
That's what I'm saying.
In the darkness, only ambition will guide you. The oaths you swear, the promises you make, they are yours alone.
This is awesome. They're going after the Sith.
Will be the wars you wage.
Well, those are different. The Sith was different back then.
Yeah, I know, but all right, don't get technical.
Your birthright, the losses you suffer.
That's my girlfriend.
Yeah, she doesn't make it.
The pain you endure.
Oh!
And when
the fear in her eyes, man. Oh.
You will face it alone.
Looks like a Lambda class shuttle.
It's so good, man.
Arcan, my boy. He's, oh no, you didn't just turn your back on me.
Killed his brother.
The Sith eyes that fade.
Yes.
Oh.
This is so perfect, man. Here's your last movie of the trilogy.
Valkorion.
Come with me.
Finally accepted by his father.
Calls him son.
Let's go! Let's go!
How hard,
Yeah.
man? It's not even that hard, man. The story's
even that
there.
There's source material.
It's a sad story too. Why can't we have a sad Star Wars story with?
Because you have to play bocce ball with roly polies with
both
Lizzo,
die.
man.
The twins die at the end. It's such a good story. If they go that route, or they could do one where one redeems himself.
Just
gotta fight his adopted dad. Wah, wah, wah. Oh man, for the galaxy.
No. Work in Jack Black and Lizzo, and you got a deal. Okay.
All right,
That's it. I can't deal with it anymore.
All right, if they make that series and Lizzo wants to play a Hutt, I'm okay with that. I'll let that slide. What? Someone's got to play a Hutt.
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like,
that would be, dude. That would be the trilogy, man.
Yeah, that would be the trilogy.
And if there's just like, even if you made it like that animation, it's still like, I'm there opening night, bro.
Dude, I'm there a week before opening night if they make that movie.
I'm sorry I made a fat Lizzo joke. Forgive me.
Don't apologize. We got a Purgle, which is the space whale. We finally got it in that episode of Mandalorian. Are you kidding me? Dude, Lizzo, get the fuck out of Star Wars. I'm sorry. Excuse my French. Like, go away. You have no business being here.
I mean, at least you didn't show her butt.
It's the first time in forever. Anyway. Look, that's it for the state of Star Wars. We have a very, very, very interesting weekend in front of us. Everything that we're going to see in London, it's going to be insane. I don't know what to expect, but expect probably a live stream on Saturday, if not Sunday. We're going to peace out. We're going to go play some Sea of Thieves and actually enjoy a conversation for a little bit, yell at each other in some pirate speak. So if you haven't already, please go. I think I left it down in the description. Subscribe to the gaming channel, and we will see you guys on the next one. Jay, do you want to promote your channel like you need to?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good.
We hit 4,000 on the pirate channel. Boom!
Did we really?
Yeah.
Why did I say we? It's your channel. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm a part of it.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, I love it. Everybody, have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. I don't even want to say may the force be with you because Pelimoto said it. Now I don't want to say it. I love you guys. Have a good night.
We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
The world he created exists for itself.
And so, my fellow nerds, ask not what your fandom can do for you, ask what you can do for your fandom.